If I was bitches, I'd hate me a lot. Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood.
So welcome back to Jael in the Matrix. This is episode 11. I'm so happy for you guys to be here. We are back with the real behind the narrative. Ooh, I should make that my new catchphrase because I really feel like that's what I do, is just give y'all the real behind the narratives. Like, I feel like internet narratives are so different than reality, which is the same with this conversation. Basically, the question that a lot of people have been asking, is AI taking over tech? Is tech even a good industry to get in anymore? Because you see so many people talking about how AI is going to replace it. You hear so many people talking about how AI is really going to take over everything. And personally, I think that it's a ridiculous topic. I'm not trying to be funny, but I've just seen majority of the people that are getting ahead of this conversation, number one, are not in tech. I think that it shows this, I don't know, pattern of people have with getting in front of conversations that they don't necessarily fit into, and then kind of disempowering people. I don't know what that's about. I even feel like people that a lot of times are not in relationships, but predominantly delve in hookup culture, are the main ones telling us about relationships. I don't know what that's about, and I'm not trying to be judgmental, but it's just like, if more people could stay in their lane, I think that would do the world some good. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into this topic because I'm gonna answer these questions for you. Now, first off, in short, no, tech is not an industry that will be out of here anytime soon. In fact, I encourage people to go into a lot of tech engineering fields because of the time that we're actually moving into, which is the age of Aquarius. It is ruled by technology. I know a lot of you guys don't like to talk about astrological signs, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand that that is where we're moving to, whether you guys like it or not. What people are missing when it comes to this AI conversation is that AI has not been developed to the level that the average person thinks that it has even been developed. Now, this is one story that I ended up finding, and I found it, like, I looked a lot of places just to make sure the story was real. It kind of gave me a fake vibe, but this story is real. Apparently, whatever, cross-check. We'll get into why I don't even really consider the news to be that. Anyway, just humor me, y'all. So this is the story of the AI robot. Overworked South Korean AI robot commits. Netizens say even robots are fed up. An AI robot employee as a civil servant, an AI robot employed as a civil servant by the Gumi City Council in South Korea was found unresponsive by the staff. The bot had allegedly fallen down a flight of stairs around 4 p.m. So y'all, the story is so funny. Essentially, instead of continuing to work, this AI robot threw himself down a flight of stairs. What makes it so funny is this is not the first story that I've heard of AI literally committing to working. I could not find the story, but if you guys can find this, you can write it down in the comments because that's where I'm not making this up. There was also another story that I remember of an AI assembly line in which the robots either shut down or the same thing, they stopped working, and I was cracking up. I cannot find the story anywhere at all, but what it seems like is these AI robots are not even continuing to work like an actual person. So that is something that they're still getting together. But it's just a testament, I guess, for people that don't know AI. I'm not an AI myself, but it is very apparent that AI has not really come as far as the average person thinks that it's come. And that is what I just find so funny, how people are like, AI is gonna take over, and do you see the stories of AI that's actually coming out though? Or is that just a pipe dream that you're having because you want to feel that tech is just ending? And then there's a certain, I don't know, demographic that looks thirsts for tech to end. They want it so bad. I don't know, they're not even in tech. Why do you want it to end so bad? What's that about? I don't know. People don't understand that when it comes to AI robots are going to lack the interpersonal communication skills that it takes for most tech jobs. Now, ironically, when it comes to jobs like being a developer, which is basically, run off of a script, completely scripted roles, being a tester, QA tester, things that are completely based off of a script, now those jobs are more likely to be replaced. And the reason why that is because they lack the interpersonal communication skills that will be needed for certain jobs. So for instance, as a business analyst, I've had to run stand-ups for developers. I've had to come up with demos. Along with just creating business requirements documents, sometimes I'll have to create workflows detailing what the stakeholder actually wants. And you have to remember, in tech, a lot of developers, a lot of times they do not speak English. My last group of developers that I was working with on a project were from Pakistan, and sometimes because of the language barrier, which you will probably have to do at some point, you will have to also come up with like definitions and clarify things to their understanding. And I just don't think that that's something that an AI robot will be able to do anytime soon. No, I don't see that. Even when it comes like to data, I think that I struggle with telling y'all some things because I want to make a whole new video about the difference between being a data analyst and a business analyst, because I've definitely been, I'm not gonna say been through the ringer, but I knew for a fact, deep in my soul, y'all, I never wanted to be a data analyst, and my last role confirmed that. Go back to my celibacy video, how I always knew, like my intuition is so spot on that I just knew that being a data analyst was not for me. However, I think that even now being a data analyst still requires those interpersonal communication skills, like when you have to, tell the business what's happening, whether you're presenting it with Tableau, Power BI, you still will have to explain to the business like what they need to improve on and things like that. That's not something that an AI bot can necessarily do. Other things that are at risk, maybe be replaced by AI that do not have interpersonal communication skills, data entry, like I said, repetitive coding, and QA testing. But I think a lot of people sleep on the fact that most jobs in tech are not just like ABC script, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's not that simple. Another thing that I would want to say or want to add to this video is that when it comes to a 9-to-5, like I'm always going to pick a career over a job, and it is not because I just want to be in my career for the rest of my life. Honestly, I am doing this to scale my income. I think that getting your finances to put it into other forms like trading, crypto, things like that, I'm not trying to work probably even past 40, to be honest. That is the only reason that I personally have gotten into tech, because I saw how working at my, sales job, my dead end job, first of all, jobs will work you harder. I don't know why people are so against careers when every single time, and I seriously do mean every single time that somebody has gave me any type of pushback or acted like they were like anti-career, they were working a hard labor job, i.e. working at a restaurant, slaving in a restaurant, working at a warehouse, like those jobs where y'all are working to the bone and getting paid so little, like those actually are way more strenuous to your mental health, and they're gonna work you way more. Jobs that pay you less work you way more. So the way that I look at it is, if I'm going to be working at all, it was gonna be in tech. Mind you, I am an Aquarius. Aquarius are ruled by technology. You would not be, or actually you would be shocked how many Aquarians I meet and I find out later that they're in tech. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that other people that aren't Aquarius cannot get into this field, because I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people also underestimate how a lot of tech roles are not just about your technical experience. They are wanting to meet someone that they actually want to work with. And mind you, this is different than just like ass kissing or schmoozing, because y'all, I'm not the one to kind of be like very phony or necessarily fit into groups that are phony and all that type of stuff. I'm not like that pretentious person. I used to think that it was that, but in reality, I think that they're looking for authenticity. And I really think that this is downplayed. Even in the tech space, I feel different as an Aquarius based on what I notice hiring managers look for. I think that a lot of people put so much focus on your technical skills, and they do not focus enough on how, you could be the personality hire. And I'm not saying that you won't have to have any hard skills, of course, but it's a combination of the skills that you have and who you are. So don't think that just because this person's telling you that's gonna be hard for you or this is gonna be hard for you. It took me 2 years to get into tech, but it could be different for you guys because, you know, Aquarius are slow to commit. We're slow to commit to people, things, whatever. Once we finally want to do it, like, we will get on it. You get it? Like, that's just the Aquarian way. But you guys can get in faster because you might not drag your feet as much. You might, you know, you might hit the ground running. So yeah, it took me about 2 years to get into tech. I'm gonna make a part 2, which is my personal experience and what I did to get into tech. It's gonna be part 2. I'm not gonna add that to this specific video, so please stay tuned, like and subscribe. I'm going to give you guys all the information that I feel like you need to know. I'm gonna tell you guys what I personally did because again, it's not gonna be the same for, I don't think the blueprint of getting into tech is gonna be the same for all of us, but I'm going to give you all of the things that I did. So if you guys are interested in these tech conversations, if you guys are interested in kind of, you know, hearing the truth behind the narratives, because I'm telling you, like, a lot of these narratives are just not real. We're gonna get to that on my channel. Feel free to like, subscribe, and keep up with more of these conversations.